欢迎来到今天的云端世界。美国的民众从这个星期四一直到星期天的晚上，在短短72个小时之内，在不同的2家全国电视频道看到2位不同的女性异口同声地指责他们的现任总统曾经在多年前涉及跟他们婚外情，不仅事后否认他的道德不忠，甚至事后还派出不同的方式来企图收买他们的故事，直到今天。这2位女士之所以站出来，因为她们认为她们的故事被扭曲了，她们要让外界知道真相，她们不是为了名，更不是为了利。对于他们的动机，外界普遍有所怀疑，不过对他们所叙述的故事情节，外界是普遍相信。我们就来听听今天第一位站出来的这位女士，她是名叫 Karen McDougal， 47岁。她曾经是花花公子的兔女郎，也因为那个身份，当时被川普在2006年看上，2个人发展了长达8个月的婚外情。在这篇访问当中 ，Karen 叙述了非常多的详细细节，甚至包括川普带她到纽约去看自己太太的卧室，甚至她叙说了跟川普发生亲密关系的种种的过程，以及这位总统当年有没有采取任何的防护措施。当然，最后记者也非常问到她：你对如今的第一夫人，以及当年川普那位所背叛的女士，她有什么话说吗 ？Karen 只能表示她非常的抱歉。当然，我们今天就要听听 Karen 究竟她的说法究竟是说了一些什么。巧合的是，这2次的访问都是由同一位的记者担任，他的名字叫做 Anderson Cooper。他在上次的总统大选的电视辩论中曾经担任提问人，当时他就问到川普说：“你曾经有没有对任何的女士做出不雅或骚扰的行为？”川普当时是矢口否认，而那件事情大家记忆犹新，因为有太多的证据证实，从那时候到现在，川普总统一直在说谎。
巧笑倩兮，身材火辣，她是被票选为90年代第2性感的花花公子玩伴女郎凯伦·麦克道尔。2006年6月，她35岁，在一场派对碰到川普，展开10个月的不伦恋。12年后，她在 CNN 当家主播 Cooper 面前，用了整整1小时，把她跟川普间的故事全盘托出。
How did you actually meet?
You know, he said hello like he would to anybody, and then throughout the night, it was kind of obvious that there was an attraction from his part to me, and I kind of just blew it off.
You could see him looking at you.
Oh, I could see it, and the Playboy bunny, she's like the house mom is what we call her. She actually made a comment like, wow, this guy's really into you. And that's kind of when I started like paying attention, and he was, and I kind of smiled at it, thought it was kind of cute and funny, and then at the end of the night, you know, after striking up many conversations, we exchanged phone. He actually asked me to write my phone number down for.
So tell me about your first date.
Our first date, I was told we were going to go to the Beverly Hills Hotel for dinner. So he had told me that Keith, his bodyguard, was going to pick me up.
So the sex was consensual?
It was consensual, yes.
And what happened afterward?
After we had been intimate, he tried to pay me, and I actually didn't know how to take that.
Did he actually try to hand you money?
He did. At him, and I said, "That's not me. I'm not that kind of girl." And he said, "Oh," and he said, "You're really special." And I was like, "Thank you."
接着，主持人拿出一张纸，上面全是凯伦写的和川普的见面日。
You wouldn't write out his full name?
No, I either call them T or DT because if anyone found this, I wouldn't want to expose myself or expose him.
So there's a number of days here, looks like dozens over the course of time, with a small little DT, and sometimes they're hard to see.
I can scratch a lot on there because I know what I'm writing, and like I said, to this day, I still do that with my notes and where I'm at, who I talk to, whatever.
但相遇当时，川普与梅兰妮亚刚新婚1年，小儿子拜伦也才刚出生3个月。
You know, going through it, when I look back where I was back then, I know it's wrong. Like, I'm really sorry for that. I know it's a wrong thing to do. But back in those days, sorry.
It's okay.
Back in that day, I was a different girl. I had fun. I was in the Playboy scene. I was just enjoying life as much as I could. And you know, when I got with him, actually, you know, there was a real relationship.
You believe, though, that he had real feelings for you?
Of course he did. I know he did.
You went to his actual apartment in Trump Tower?
I did.
To his office or to his apartment?
His apartment. He showed me around.
What did he say? Did he reference Melania at that point?
He did. We passed a room, and he said, "This is Melania's room."
How did you feel being in his apartment?
Guilty. Very guilty.
但出轨的川普竟毫无罪恶感，还让凯伦与梅兰妮亚在一场派对相遇。合照上，凯伦刻意闪到最旁边。
Do you think she knew?
You know, maybe I don't know. You know, it was told to me that they were arguing that night, and I said, "Why?" And somebody had said, "Probably because of you." But I don't know if that's a fact or not.
Can you estimate how many times you actually saw him?
Again, when you're in a relationship, do you count how many times you have sex? No. However, I can tell you we saw each other a minimum 5 times a month, up to bigger numbers per month.
Did he ever use protection?
No. No, he didn't.
Was that something you thought about, or it didn't concern you at the time?
You know, we talked about it.
You talked about ending the relationship. Who ended the relationship?
I did.
Why?
I was just feeling so guilty.
Were you aware of any other women?
No, I was not. I mean, I was with him a lot, so I didn't see anything, but could he have stayed a day longer than me? Sure.
难堪的是，川普才跟她交往不到1个月，又勾搭上一名为风暴女丹尼斯的 A 片女星。
How could she have been with him when I was with him? Now, I do remember him saying, he came in one day and said, "Oh, there were a bunch of porn stars out there. They were wanting pictures of me." And I'm like, "Oh, that's funny. You know, it's cute, whatever." I do remember him saying that, but I can't imagine when he found the time.
这段婚外情其实消息早就走漏，直到2016年，川普成为共和党候选人，一名律师跟一家共和党媒体集团找上门，凯伦把跟川普的过往以15万美元的封口代价卖出去。
An attorney who also was an attorney for Stormy Daniels.
I didn't know that. Yes.
So did you know that Keith, your attorney, was going to go to AMI, which is the parent company which owns National Enquirer and other magazines?
He said AMI. I didn't know what AMI was, to be honest.
出卖终生版权，还因 AMI 承诺要力捧热衷健身的他，成为多产的专栏作家。
It's a win-win for me. Like, I get the work, and my story doesn't have to come out.
Did you know that they were buying the life rights to your story?
I did. I knew I could never talk about him. Sure.
So that was, for you, this wasn't a non-disclosure agreement. To you, this was a great business opportunity. You're going to get paid.
Absolutely. It was in August. I signed the deal August 6th. That was fake. They didn't want to help me. I thought they wanted to keep my reputation clean from what they said. They wanted to rebrand me.
说来真巧，他和 A 片女星选前都收了封口费，都被川普以相似的手法摆平。如今两人又都反悔，主张协议无效，封口费要还，动机何在？
I've offered to give back the $150, even though I only got 55% of that. I've offered to give back the $150. I want my life rights back. I feel like the contract is illegal. I feel like I wasn't presented correctly. I was lied to, and there could be a big lawsuit, like against me. There could be financial ruin, but that's why I have really good attorneys to make sure that doesn't happen. Am I scared? Do I feel threatened? Absolutely.
If Melania Trump was watching this, what would you want her to know?
It's a tough one.
Or say to her?
Yeah, what can you say except, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
这段长达1个小时的访问，道出了川普结婚后照样四处勾搭女性，大选前用丑陋手法试图脱身。凯伦专访周4播出后，已还钱的 A 片女星紧接在周日登场。 美国观众看得精彩，但不禁要问：川普总统你外面的女朋友到底还有几个？